Hello, welcome to my channel. So we are having a lovely chat today with Crystal, Alexis, and Whit. So the three of us have been very excitedly planning a new workshop for y'all. And we are here today to talk a little bit about that, but also just talk about some current events. So has anyone else noticed the intense shift of energy we had with the new moon? I know for myself, I have felt more clear. I was motivated to actually get up and move and do free movement and dance and channel, and I haven't done that in a while. So that just naturally, it just happened. I didn't have to like try hard. It was like, oh, this sounds fun. I'm gonna do that, right? So yeah, what about y'all? Have you noticed any shifts?
Yeah, there's like I describe it as like an excitement like in my chest near my heart like center. That's definitely very, very, very present. So like there's not much that I'm doing throughout my day that I'm not like excited about, which is so weird to say, but like even like if I'm like I don't know, cleaning my dishes or something, I'm like humming and I'm like whatever, like I'm just so like joyful about it. Even things that I typically don't enjoy. So and then I'm also noticing it in the people that I'm interacting with too, even maybe folks that aren't as aware of all the different energy things, like the way that they're kind of showing up. I'm like, oh, there's a shift there. There's a shift that I'm seeing with them, and the way that we're connecting feels a little bit more aligned, a little bit, it's just flowing smoother. Yeah, it's been super interesting.
I've had a big realization, like I'm having more epiphanies that connect me to understand a lot of the things that I've been carrying around with me, like finding the roots of them and being able to surrender and release and recognize the parts that I've played to contribute, any of the wounds that I've carried that I didn't even know I've had, and where that started to stem from, and releasing a lot of heartbreak from friends. I didn't even know, it hadn't even processed in my mind that I could be heartbroken by a friend outside of any partnership. And I'd carried like through many years different heartbreaks from people. And all of a sudden, I'm just having all of these realizations and like, wow, and I can heal myself in this area. And now I can do that. And I can try to really start moving forward. And it's been so reigniting and grounding at the same time, because a lot of it is realizations that I have to like self-reflect on and like process through, and a lot of emotions. But my emotions are a lot more grounded now than they had been, where they were a lot like before, they were very explosive. And now I feel like I have a little bit more clarity and can walk through it a little bit more calmly.
Yeah, you're more integrated. That's how I would describe how I feel right now too, is more integrated. And back to what Whit said, talking to people who may not even be very spiritual, I'm having a lot more ease of conversation. And it seems almost like everyone I'm running into now is like awake to some degree. Like I'm not really running into anyone who's completely just, you know what I mean? So that's really cool. I mean, that feels like a big shift. Yeah. And the shift to joy, to play, to fun, that is the main shift that I felt. And we were just discussing how Whit is an activator, and Whit's like playful, silly, young heart, goofy, no shame, no judgment, just pure creation mode. That activates that in others, right? It gives them permission. Like I told Whit today, I said, thank you so much for giving me permission to go back to that version of myself, because I remember being called annoying growing up for being like too happy or too optimistic, too positive. And now we know that you have to be delusional to manifest what you want, right? So
Accept and surrender to that. Yep.
Yeah. So that is going to be the focus of this workshop. So Crystal and I had been wanting to do another, like some type of class or workshop together, but we hadn't nailed down what we wanted yet. the other day, I just had the inspiration. I've been following Whit for a while on TikTok, and we've been following each other mutually and interacting with each other's content for probably like a year. Like it's been a while.
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah. And I had never, I had been opening my mind for ideas of new creators to involve with my workshop, like to freshen, someone new with a different vibe, like, but I didn't really know what I was looking for, right? And then I just saw one of your videos one day and it just clicked. And I was like, Whit, duh, what? Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Like, let's do something with dancing and music and something fun. Like, let's get away from these serious workshops where we're channeling and crying and doing all little, let's just do something fun and dance and move around and be silly. And like, that's partially why I originally titled my channel Demystifying Spirituality, because I wanted to bring spirituality to earth and to fun and to play. So I'd love it, Whit, if you could kind of tell everyone like a little bit about like maybe like, I don't know, a summary of what you do or how you do what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I liken what I do to, it's like empowerment guidance, but also like I have very much this like camp counselor vibe going on. Like I cheer people on, I hype people up. So I do work with people like one-on-one, but I also work with a lot of people who are wanting to create projects, create businesses, they're using their creativity, they're using their imagination to build. And so I guide people in a way that's maybe not the traditional way. Like I use play, I use fun. I ask a lot of questions. And so that's kind of what I do. And so, yeah, I mean, TikTok is a fun platform to do that on, but mainly I just use it to express and to show people it's okay to be goofy and to express in whatever way you want. But I also just like to ask people questions about what they're creating in their day, because a lot of people don't realize that they're creating way more than they are. So yeah, that's a little snippet of what I do.
And that goes right along well with the self-empowerment theme that like the other workshops were about that, Crystal and I worked on, empowering you with the audience, anybody watching this, with the tools to be your own creator, right? Like in complete unconditional love for self and all, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, we are creators at our most natural state. We create every single day. That's something that Whit's been talking about a lot, especially on your TikTok, that I've been watching and loving every single day. Please go follow Whit if you're not already, because you don't know how much I needed that.
Everyone's links
in my life.
Yeah, everyone's links will be in the description.
Yeah. But we are, so as creators, that means we're all also co-creators. And what we do has a rippling effect outwards. And so if we can come back to kind of like a childlike state of play and innocence and like creation, and we can even find out what started blocking us and kind of remove those things and get ourselves back in alignment with ourselves, that can change every single day moving forward for us and starting to manifest our realities to be what we need them to be, more fun in our lives. Adults don't play anymore. My son is going to be a teenager and he's devastated because he sees what adulting looks like and how elementary school was the last time that he had color everywhere and that they went outside and played at recess and had mottos and inspirational quotes in all the classrooms. And then you go to middle school and it's more like a prison and they take all the color away, everything's bland, and you move in PE, but that's it. And you kind of have to go home and find what inspires you and what motivates you if you don't have homework and other things to do. And as we grow up, we stop celebrating things. We don't even have the energy to pour into ourselves anymore because we pour it out for everyone else. And so we are in constant states of stress, constant states of survival mode every day. And so this workshop is going to be a huge, significant game changer in how we can change that and even very small ways where we start with breath work, aligning different parts of ourselves on quantum levels, physical levels, and get ourselves back into states of creation and play and childlike fun before we had all of the things that the world kind of threw up all over us and we're fighting through. So this is huge. And I'm so grateful that you invited me to be part of it.
I am so grateful as well. It's just like Crystal was saying, it's an opportunity. If you're not giving yourself the permission on your own to play, the workshop will give you that permission to start kind of easing into it. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. Because that first step is can be kind of awkward. It's like, oh gosh, like this is a kid does that, or well, like why would I do that again? This gives you this permission to step back into that in a safe container, very intentional, safe container.
There's a lot of research I've been stumbling across lately that talks about how when you aren't allowed to play and be a child, you at some point have to express that, or else you won't evolve. So if there were things in your childhood where you had to bypass being a kid, right? We have to go back to being a kid, no matter what age you are, if you want to be a well-rounded individual that's evolving and growing and finding more self-awareness. And I've talked about this before on my channel, but it's about doing what's easy, not what's easy and harmful, right? There's a distinction. Doing what's easy and fun, easy and joyful, easy and beneficial. Because when you're not in creator mode, in your power, you don't even have the energy to want to do something serious or hard or intense. It's like, oh, that sounds like so much work. Like you already feel kind of defeated, right? So fun, play, this is the easiest, simplest, purest, best way to heal. It really is, because it's effortless. That's the whole point, is that going back to what's effortless, back to what's easy. We've been so programmed that life has to be hard, healing has to be hard, the journey has to be hard, even the shadow work has to be hard. It doesn't. Even shadow work can be fun. Imagine that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna teach ways that we can incorporate healing and make it fun again and make it playful again, and find out what's been keeping us from being able to move and play and create.
Yeah. So I'll tell you all briefly like what we'll be doing. So we want to give you some tools, some playful, fun tools that you can use on your own whenever you want to basically do your own healing work. And we're going to be covering different modalities. So there will be some like time where we're all together, and then we're going to break out into focus rooms. And each of us are going to talk a little bit about that today, about what we're going to focus on. But the whole point is it's a very active workshop. Okay. This is active. We will be dancing. We will be jumping. We will be shaking. We will be singing. There will be singing. That's going to be part of what I'm doing, is the shifting our frequency and opening our chakras, aligning our chakras through tones, certain tones, and just through different notes, just different ways of moving energy through our throat, through our vocal cord, and then stretching, move, like physically separating the body to open up those channels. So I guess I just jumped into mine, but that's going to be mainly the focus of mine. There's going to be some, of course, I can't tell you everything, or else, there's no surprise. And where's the fun in that? But, the last thing I want to mention real quick is, as far as, it'll be all group activity, group exercises, but we will be guiding you on creating your own individual like mantras. That is one thing that we will be incorporating, is helping you create mantras you can take with you, helping you fine tune the wording so that you're getting the most out of that mantra. And I don't think we're going to have a limit on how many people, because
everybody's welcome.
Yeah, everybody's welcome. It's not like one-on-one like some of the other ones. So yeah.
Yeah, wear comfortable clothes, be prepared to take notes, and have if as quiet of a space as you can that you feel safe and comfortable in and can concentrate and focus without a lot of distractions.
I would even say, so this gets into the playful movement piece of it that we'll be doing together as a group. Even if you want to bring props. So I like to play my broom as a guitar. It's goofy, right? You also don't have to do that. You can imagine it, like use your imagination. I'll be like giving you some prompts as we're moving, as we're playfully dancing and all that stuff. I'll be giving you prompts to kind of inspire. But if there's certain props, like I'm just thinking about when I was a kid singing into a hairbrush, bring a hairbrush, right? Bring back those things that you used to find so much joy in as a kid or as a teenager and bring it back. Be the rock star in your living room during this during this whole workshop. So yeah, that's another piece that I would say you should bring along if that feels good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we will also be I'm gonna actually talk about this more with Whit in a separate video, but we will also be assisting those who maybe don't know what it feels like, what inner child even feels like, or what being a free, fun creator mode, what does that even feel like? You know, we're going to help you. Like if you didn't get to have a free childhood where you got to be a kid, we will help you. You can ask questions if you need to, but one of our goals is to empower those individuals as well, because we know that not everyone had that luxury, you know, as a child.
Exactly.
It's going to be a lot of inner child healing and love and exploration of our real selves, our real authentic selves. If no one was looking and no one had taught you how to be something else and to hide yourself away, what would you be at your most organic state? Have you ever even met that version of you? Do you even know who you are? Have you ever been given that space to explore? That's what our workshop's going to provide for you guys.
Did you hear
I get so excited thinking about it. Sorry, go for it. What?
Did you hear the thunder? There was just a big.
Ooh, wow.
Let's go.
Goosies.
I'm so excited. This is definitely a type of event where it's not as much about thinking, it's more about doing. And if anyone needs to like turn their camera off because you're embarrassed about anyone seeing you, that's fine, right? That's fine. Do what makes you comfortable.
Yep.
Like, yeah, if that's too much, that's okay. You know,
start small, baby steps. This might really be uncomfortable for somebody to be watching and listening, like, oh, you guys are going to play with hairbrushes again. Oh, that's kind of silly. That's uncomfortable. What if somebody hears me in another room? And the key is not being unafraid and just to not be comfortable. It's really about trying to learn the tools, even the smallest first steps, to being able to uncover those things and being able to do that. So if you need to start with your camera off or your mic off and you're just listening, that's perfect because you showed up, and that means you showed up for yourself too. So start even as small as you can think, just coming at all and listening and taking notes. And maybe when the next time you're all alone and you do feel safest and most comfortable, you can start to explore something that you wrote down that like hit your soul and try to practice those things. There's going to be so many takeaways, so many things that you take home to incorporate into your daily life that will really help you do this every day. It's not just going to be the workshop. We want to make sure that you take things home to change the way that you want to play and create. So.
And we're not going to set a time limit on it because we've learned from the past that we just got to go with the flow.
Yes.
So we will give you a range of like 2 to 4 hours is what we're thinking, between 2 and 4 hours, somewhere in that range. If you feel any fear watching this right now and you're imagining yourself like, wow, what if I did do that? And you feel fear, I challenge you to embrace that feeling right now, to embrace that and say, ooh, wow, that must mean there's something here. If there's fear right now, you thinking about doing this, there is something for you to gain from this, right? I mean, of course, if you feel excitement about this, we would love to have you as well. I'm just saying that if fear is it means we've triggered something. This conversation, these topics have triggered something that's very real to you, and that hits home with you. So just even while you're watching this, being mindful of what signs is your body, signals is your body giving you. Is it like kind of like, oh, maybe I kind of feel energized right now. Do I want to get up and dance? Like, what are you feeling? Yes, I'm so excited.
And you get to hang out with us. That's fun. Right? We're fun.
We're so fun.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we freaking are. Oh, the last thing I was going to say, I was like, wait, there was one more little thought. Okay. So I want you all to think about this. This is what Whit helped activate in me. So that thing, how things can be your greatest strength and your greatest weakness, right? So I kind of forgot, but like this was still living within me, that I was dimming my joy and optimism a little bit because it in the past people have been annoyed by it. So I want you to think about, what is something that people get annoyed by about you, right? Because if there is something that comes to mind, then there's like a shame or a trigger or a something there, right? So if there's something that comes to mind, you're like, oh yeah, people always say I talk too loud.
I'm going to need a lot of paper.
So how can you're talking too loud? So then so it's flipping the script. So wait, if talking too loud is what I did really easily, if that just came naturally to me and I always got in trouble for talking too loud, how can I do that and help people do it? How can I use that in a beneficial way, rather than hiding it away, rather than being ashamed and like, oh no, I don't want to annoy people? What if we say, you know what, that's actually what comes naturally to me, so I'm going to harness that energy. And I guess I'm kind of using a personal example because I always got told I talk too much and I take over the conversation and I always make it about me. And so I said, okay, fine. How can I, who wants to listen to me talk? TikTok? Okay. I'm going to go on there. People want to listen to me talk there. And they like when I talk fast and they can keep up, all my neurodivergent friends. So I don't have to feel bad now because I'm actually using my quirkiness in a beautiful way, right? And that's what we want to inspire all of.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. These are all your superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yep.
How many times is it that way though, that the superpower is the thing that we've been like shamed for or shunned for or made fun of or bullied, but that's really truly your superpower, right? So the shame is going to come up when you play and you're purposefully choosing to step into no judgment, no shame. The shame will come because it's like, whoa, do you know what you look like right now? It's like, who cares? Why does that matter? Right? So that's why we want you to bring a notebook, and why we're stressing that this is a very active participation workshop, because you won't get as much out of it if you're not actually like fully in it, ready to do the work, wanting to take the notes, write down your triggers, write down those shame thoughts that come, because then in the focus groups, we're going to harness those shame thoughts and then we're going to create mantras to reverse those, right? Mm-hmm. Woo! It's all going to tie in together. It's all going to tie together. Yes.
Yes. Oh,
well, so anyone have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I'm just excited I'm just excited to show up and get started.
I'm so excited. I do this stuff anyways, and a lot of times it's by myself. So I'm just excited to do it in a group. Like so pumped to do it in a bigger group. So yeah, I can't wait.
I love it. I'm so excited too. I was practicing and like doing some like just I have a large living room space right now and I haven't had that in quite some time. So it's been so nice to be able to just pace. I like to pace when I'm channeling my light language. So I pace and I speak light language, and I pace and I speak and I pace, and then it'll turn into singing, and then it'll turn into chanting. And then I didn't know this. I found out I can do what's that called? When you do resonance and you can have multiple notes that stack on top of each other.
Whoa.
You're
I,
so
I was in
amazing.
here, I was in here just messing around, and I was like, wait a sec, I hear multiple notes. Overtones, undertones. I was like, wait, I'm doing the thing. I didn't even know that's what I was doing this whole time. I was just moving my mouth in different ways. And it just goes to show you don't have to know what you're doing in order to be doing something amazing. You don't even have to know what you're doing. You just have to follow what feels, and that's what
Organic,
all about no
natural.
shame. Because if you're worried about what someone's thinking about what you look like, you're not going to tap into that authentic release, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Exactly.
So excited. So excited. I have not been this excited about something since I reconnected with the dragons last year. Like, that's the last time I felt this like pumped, like, ooh, this is something big. Like, ooh, like, ooh, spirit fingers.
Yeah. Impressions.
Yeah. This is so great. All right. Well, if you are ready to awaken your inner child or integrate your inner child or heal them or be led by them, get in touch with them, whatever it is,
Come play with us.
come play. Come play. It's going to be fun.
Let's go.
All right, y'all. Until we see you again. Mwah. Okay, now I have to press stop recording somewhere.